Wait a moment. This isn't a furry visual novel. Hello everyone, Harry here from Drake Wing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Drag, and today I'm coming at you another Let's Play episode of Dawn Chorus. This is the new build, point 13. It includes new content for day 2 for Devon and Rune. So, without further ado, let's jump right back into it, shall we? And I picked up my save instantly. Nice! That's how you know it's a good build. It recognizes your previous save. Alright guys, let's continue. Oh, are those blueberries? I love blueberries. Just don't eat all of them. There's 8 of us here, Rune. Shush. You know I'm not like that. Rune, come on. We've seen you eat all the berries multiple times now. I think it's atsopa. Swedish pea soup. Interesting. We rarely have soups this thick. And veggie balls! Looks like we have a Swedish dinner today. Just as if we were eating in a IKEA restaurant. I've never been to one. Are they good? The food here looks delicious for sure. Well, they're not as good as this place. But for the price, the value is really good. Oh, I used to go there a lot back when I was in high school. I'd grab my books and go there to study, taking advantage of the unlimited coffee refill they have there. You were going to IKEA to study? Those are words I never expected to hear from anybody. You're really lucky you have them here. We had maybe one in the whole state. Oh, by the way, Carvine, any luck with the key? I gulp loudly, swallowing a huge chunk of carrot and start coughing. I didn't tell most of them about the key yet, and I didn't really intend to. I don't really like to talk about my failures and misfortunes. Oh, no luck there yet, unfortunately. Maybe the janitor will find it eventually, and I'll keep my eyes open too. Huh. What about your key, Carvine? Did you lose it somewhere? Yeah, after lunch it disappeared somewhere. Why, did you by any chance find a key lying somewhere? No, unfortunately. Did they give you a spare one? No, they asked me to move to another room for today. It's not that bad then. Good, they had some spare rooms. No, they didn't have any. They asked me to move into someone else's room. Oh. And where are you staying? I don't know yet. Everyone goes silent for a moment. If you won't find one, please come with me and we will think of something together, okay? And for now, let's hope that the key will be found before the end of the day. Thank you. I know I have some options, but I don't want to say it out loud yet. The mood quickly brightens and the lighthearted conversations continue as everyone goes back to eating. Lake acts shy at first, overwhelmed by the amount of new people, but warms up to them quickly and amuses everyone with stories from the dormitory, like the one about his roommate boiling sausages in an electric kettle. Bjorn manages to snatch some extra pancakes that Jorgen and Devon didn't want, while Rune ends up eating most of the blueberries despite his earlier words. Nico stays silent for most of the dinner, but I make some effort to include him in the conversation too. Travis tells us a bit about Japan. Jorgen talks about a gallery in the nearest city that is apparently a must-see, and Devon tells us a bit about how life in the US looks like. It's really great to be here with everyone. There is one person missing, though. I look around, searching for Torolf. I finally see him at the table near the entrance. He's sitting with a few others, but it looks like he keeps to himself, eating pancakes in silence. For a moment, I consider waving to him, but he's not looking in my direction anyway. I wonder how he's doing. Not tagged. Yes! New content! Oh, that was good. Wow, swimming really made me hungry. I probably could have eaten anything and would have loved it. It was good, though. I can confirm that. I don't feel like doing anything now. I caught the big lazy. Rune leans back on the couch with his arms behind his head, crossing his legs. Devon is sitting next to him, looking out the window with his arms crossed on his chest. After dinner, we split from the rest and came to the common room to just chill together. Lake went with Jorgen to the lobby to play some table paw ball, and Miko disappeared somewhere with Bjorn just after we finished. I decided to tag along with those two instead. After all, I wanted to make some new friends here, and surprisingly, I feel relaxed with Rune and Devon. Even though initially they both seemed unapproachable, now that I got to know them and I feel comfortable in their company, there's something calming about them. How did you like dinner, Carvine? They did a good job with it. I really liked it, just like lunch. Yeah, they really know what they're doing. Vegetables were perfectly roasted, spicy, and still with a hint of sweetness. The sauce was a great match for the rest of the dish, too. Its slight acidity was a nice contrast to the savory veggie balls. Oh, and those pancakes. Sorry about the blueberries, by the way. I hope you both had some, too. Not really. Rune looks at me with hope in his eyes. Maybe a few. Devon snorted loudly. By the way, I'm surprised that you decided to tag along with us. What do you mean? Oh, who lives in a... Sorry about that. That was a really weird yawn. Okay. Most wouldn't want to hang out with a teacher. Thanks for sticking around. Devon gives him a disapproving look. No wonder, that was pretty blunt. To be honest, I didn't give it much thought before. If Devon feels comfortable with us, then why should I feel weird about it? How did you two become friends? When I moved to Norway, I didn't know anyone here. Not even one person. With just one bag of personal belongings, I rented a small flat in the city center, and I started looking for a job and education. I thought that moving here from outside Europe would be harder. They allowed you to stay just like that? I had it easy with the relocation since my mother was Norwegian. Here, citizenship is determined by the nationality of the parents, so I was born with dual citizenship. I do have family here, but on one of the islands pretty far north. I was lucky enough to find an open position for a coach at a university, but beyond some casual chats with other teachers, I found it really hard to get to know anyone. I quickly found out that while Norwegians are really nice, they tend to keep to themselves much more than Americans do. Rune was the first person I talked with beyond exchanging pleasantries. He heard that I recently moved to Norway, so after the first class I had with his group, he came to me and asked if I was liking it here. When he learned that I barely talked with anyone, he offered to take me on a tour around the city, and I agreed. That was really nice of him. I probably wouldn't have the guts to do something like that myself. It turns out that he's a cool guy. Knowledgeable, too, so we started to hang out more often. Good to hear you found someone to help you acclimate here, Devon. I know it helps a lot. Meeting new people as a student is relatively easy. We're basically forced to spend a huge part of our time together and have to form bonds to get through our studies. And yet, I still had problems with that after moving here from Finland, which isn't even that different from Norway. I can imagine that for a foreigner from the US, it must be much harder. How did it go for you? You moved from another country, too. Did you have any friends here already? No, I wanted to get out of my hometown, out of my country, and start anew. In the end, it turned out that Miko got admitted into the same university. He's my middle school friend. We haven't talked much since then, though. After moving here, I was mostly busy studying. I've made some friends along the way, though. Blake, for example. We live in the same dormitory. I met him in the kitchen once, and it turned out that we have a lot in common. In any case, I'm doing good. Don't worry. That's good. You know, I really admire you both. It takes a lot of courage to leave everything behind and move abroad completely alone. In my case, there wasn't much to leave behind. My life has gotten so much better since I moved here. I still have to settle down. Maybe go and meet my neighbors. Maybe find some clubs I could join or something like that. You two can't imagine how hard it is to make friends in your 30s. You know, I'm really happy you two are here with me. What's this? Are you getting sentimental? I had to wait more than a month until I've seen you smile. You must be in a really good mood. Maybe I am. We spend more time talking, joking, and laughing, until finally both Devon and Rune get up and leave to their respective rooms. It's getting late and the sun is already approaching the horizon, filling the room with golden glow. I wish they hadn't left already. I really enjoy their company, too. I sit a while longer on the chair facing the window, lost in thoughts. Hell yeah. Maybe. That may not work. That may not work. We'll see. What do you know? It worked. Oh, Carvine! Did I space out again? I turn around and see Rune approaching me. What are you up to? Just walking around, looking to see if anything is going on. Same as me, then. I stayed for a bit in my room, but got bored quickly. I didn't come to a camp to sit in my room by myself. That I can do anytime. Even if the rooms here are really nice. Yeah. Although, I wish I could enjoy mine. Oh, yeah, you don't really have yours for now. You can visit me sometime if you want. I'd much rather sit with you than alone. That's really nice of you, Rune. Well, if there's nothing better to do, we could go there now, if you want. Beats standing here anyway, doesn't it? I didn't have any other plans, so... lead the way. Rune turns around and starts walking towards the residential part of the guest house. I follow him quietly, looking at his short but fluffy tail swaying behind him in the rhythm of his steps. It's almost hypnotizing. Here we are. I take out my phone and save the room number to a quick note. Okay, come in. Rune opens the door, which he apparently left unlocked, and lets me into the room. Don't think I've ever seen the inside of Rune's room. It's pretty. It's roughly the same size as mine, maybe a tad bigger. A guitar is lying on the bed. I assume that's Rune's private one. Some books are laying on his desk, too. I never would guess that he's the type to bring books to camp. Other than that, all of Rune's private belongings must be already hidden in the wardrobe and drawers. What were you reading? Oh, you mean those. Both are written by Haruki... Really? Look at this name! This is the furriest sounding name I've ever seen. Haruki Murakami. Haruki Murakami. He's a Japanese fiction writer. I really love his style. It's very elegant and deliberate. I don't know how he does this, but in his novels, words flow like a calm, winding stream. There's something compelling about them. They have such an otherworldly atmosphere. Before reading his books, I never thought about becoming a writer. They inspired me a lot. I wonder if I could apply that style... Sorry, guys. Another yawn. I wonder if I could apply that style to some other medium. Let's say a role-playing game or a visual novel. A visual novel, you say? Wait. You right? Oh, no. Not yet. But I would love to try someday. Just, you know how it is. It's always hard to find the time for another hobby. For me, it's hard to find a time for even just one hobby, but I won't say that out loud. When I moved to Norway and suddenly found myself in a big city, I promised myself to go out to take some photos every day, but I quickly had to go back on that promise. Too many responsibilities and late classes. If I manage to go out for a photo walk once every 3 days, I'm happy. I would never guess you're the type of person who plays visual novels either. Rune turns his head sideways. For a moment, I thought I saw him blush. But Rune? Blushing? Come on. Sometimes. I haven't played many, though. I just think the medium itself is interesting. For example, I like the idea of providing your own soundtrack to the scenes. This is so meta. That's not really something you can do with books. Visual novel, when done right, can be much more immersive, too. I've tried some, but none really stuck with me. They were mostly horrors, though, and that's not my favorite genre for sure. And you play the guitar, too? I had no idea. Well, there's not much to speak of, sadly. I can play a bunch of chords and I know a few songs. That's pretty much it. I nod. I don't know if he's just being humble, though. Prior to now, I thought he just plays on a team and practices in his free time, and that's pretty much it. Now it turns out he reads Japanese novels, thinks of writing himself, and plays music. I know so little about him. Carvine, you won't laugh at me, right? He speaks quieter and softer than before. It's weird seeing him so meek all of a sudden. That's a huge contrast to his usual confident self. What? Of course not. Why would I? Thank you. You see, it's a bit embarrassing. Oh, why are you still standing? Sit here, sit wherever you like. Thanks. I sit down on Rune's bed, as that's the closest piece of furniture. Rune, in turn, leans on the desk. From this perspective, he's even more imposing. So, frankly, my ambition is not to play, but to compose. I have a few songs written, but I'm not really happy with any of them yet. I don't know much about writing music, but somehow this seems even more ambitious than just playing songs. Is he really a deer or a goddamn cyborg? Are these a bit too many hobbies? I mean, how do you even find the time for all that? You have your team on top of your studies, you work on your own music, and you still think of working on a visual novel? Isn't it a bit crazy? It gets a bit overwhelming sometimes, yes, but there's a key to finding the time. It's discipline. I plan my time ahead and keep a schedule. I don't allow myself to slack off. Alright guys, it is time to save and call it a day on this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. A bit of a, bit more lore drop for Rune and Devon, two really good boys. Can't wait to do my playthrough of Rune. That should be rather interesting. I imagine it might be very similar to my playthrough with Devon, so I wonder how the fate of those two intertwines with mine, since they already seem to be tied quite closely as it is already. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!